name is Insu Chao from Solguam Elementary School. Today, I'll talk about my wonderful experience in Hanok with you. I recently visited Namsangol Hanok Village with my parents. At first, I was a bit, though a lot disappointed since we were supposed to go to Everland that day. However, my feelings soon changed. During our visit to the Namsangol Hanok Village, our guide showed us each Hanok and explained the rich history behind each Hanok. The more I learned, the more fascinated I became about Hanok. Hanok was not developed overnight. It evolved over time by people's desire to harmonize the living space with nature, and at the same time, cope with Korea's extreme seasons. For a long time, Koreans believed in Pungsu, the wisdom acquired from observing the earth and the movement of water and wind. Our ancestors always considered Pungsu when building Hanok. Such awarenesses explains how the roofs of Hanok resemble the ridges of nearby mountains. When Koreans built gardens, they built 정자, a place for relaxation. Gardens are reflections of the surrounding nature, while leaving the nature itself untouched. As such, it is sometimes difficult to distinguish the gardens from nature. This is quite different from common gardens seen around the world, where the trees, flowers, rocks, and the water are manipulated or moved to obtain the desired effect. Although such gardens may seem beautiful at first, they appear artificial to me. When we look around Hanoks, gender-based Korean traditions can be seen in all aspects. Ante, the inner corners of Hanoks, were used by women who are in charge of housekeeping. 사랑채, the outer quarters of Hanoks, were occupied by men who welcomed guests and pursued academic works. Interestingly, in one of the Hanoks we visited, there is a hidden pathway connecting Ante and 사랑채. The purpose of this pathway was to allow men and women to move freely in the evening away from disapproving looks. Fundamentally, all living spaces in Hanok are connected. I believe such architectural design was meant for easier communication and better air circulation when the weather got warm. Living spaces face each other, and they're typically separated by baru. If all doors are opened, all the spaces in Hanok are connected as a single long unit, enabling a person from one room to communicate with someone on the other side of the house, sort of like a transformer house. There is a lot of technology built into the Hanok. Its integral design is optimal for air ventilation and keeps humidity in check. The floor of a Hanok, baru, is lifted well above ground. This prevents rain from coming inside, blocks the cold from the ground by creating a dead space between the floor and the ground, and avoids humidity being generated from the ground. This design keeps the floor cool during the summer. During the winter, the floor is heated to assist in heating to Korea. This system is called an ondol, and it basically distributes heat from furnace to floors throughout an intricate stone substructure. Lastly, a Hanok is built from only natural materials found in nature. It is said that a person living in a Hanok is able to absorb all the goodnesses nature has to offer, and health will improve over time. Before I learned about Hanok, I always thought a Hanok was an old and uncomfortable house. I would have never guessed how important and advanced a Hanok was. Now, I am very proud to know that my culture was so rich and there was so much more to learn. This is the end of my wonderful experience with Hanok. I have heard that there are many places a person can experience a stay in a Hanok. I would suggest everyone to experience such a wonderful house and its rich history. Thanks for listening to my story.